Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Snap Lab, the place where English finally clicks and learning is always easy and fun. I'm Emily.
Hello, Emily, and hello to all our listeners. I am so happy to be here today. The sun is shining in the lab, and I am ready for a deep, long chat.
Me too, Paul. I have a very big topic today. It is something many of our listeners dream about. We are going to talk about the journey of living in another country.
Oh, wow, that is a huge topic, Emily. It is exciting, it is life-changing, but it can also be a little bit scary and overwhelming, right?
Yes, exactly. It is a big adventure for your heart and your mind. There are so many new things to see, new foods to smell, and of course, a whole new way to speak.
Yes, the language. It's the bridge to the new culture, but sometimes that bridge feels very long and shaky. I remember when I first moved, I was so worried about my grammar that I was afraid to even say hello to the bus driver.
That is very common, Paul. We call that language anxiety. Everyone feels that way at first. But today, we want to show that living in another country is not about being perfect. It's about being brave.
I agree, and I am curious. I know you've lived in different places. Do you have any special stories or maybe a secret to share with us?
I'm glad you asked. Actually, I have a very useful trick. It is a small secret that helped me feel at home very quickly when I lived in France and Spain.
Really? A secret to feel at home? I want to know. Is it a magic word?
Not exactly a magic word, but it works like magic. I will share this special tip at the end of our episode today. So everyone, please stay with us to hear it.
Okay, I will be patient. So let's start at the very beginning. Before you fly, you have to pack. And packing your whole life into one or two suitcases, that is a special kind of stress.
Oh, it really is. You look at your books, your clothes, your favorite coffee mug, and you realize I can't take it all. You have to learn the art of prioritizing.
Prioritizing. That's a good word. It means deciding what is most important. I always struggle with that. I once tried to pack a giant acoustic guitar into a small suitcase. It did not go well.
Oh, Paul, you have to leave the big things behind, but I suggest taking sensory things. A photo of your family for your eyes, a small bottle of your favorite perfume for your nose, or a soft blanket for your touch.
That's smart. Those things help when you feel homesick. That feeling of missing your old bed, your mom's cooking, or even the sound of the birds in your hometown.
Exactly. Homesickness is like a wave. It comes and it goes. It's okay to feel it. It just means you have a home worth missing. But you also have to look forward. Do you remember your first day in a new city?
Oh, I remember it perfectly. I felt like an alien. The street signs looked different. The people walked at a different speed. Even the air smelled like a different kind of laundry soap.
I know that feeling. I remember my first trip to a supermarket in a new country. I stood in the fruit section for 20 minutes just staring at the apples because they had different names than what I learned in my textbook.
At least it was just apples. I went to the pharmacy once to buy bandages for a small cut on my finger. I didn't know the word, so I just pointed at my finger and made a sound like a zip. The pharmacist thought I was crazy.
But did you get the bandages?
Eventually, yes. I had to act out the whole scene. That's the thing about living abroad. You become a very good actor. You use your hands, your face, and your sounds.
And that is the secret of communication. It's not just about the words, it's about the connection. People are usually very patient if they see you're trying.
That's true, but what about the hard parts, like finding a place to live? Dealing with a landlord can be scary when you don't speak the language perfectly.
It is. A landlord is the person who owns the apartment. You have to talk about the rent, the deposit, and the utilities, like water and electricity.
Utilities, that's a useful word, and it's important to ask, are the utilities included in the rent? Because if they aren't, you might get a big surprise at the end of the month.
Very true. And you have to learn how to describe problems, like the sink is leaking or the heater is broken. These are the real-life English lessons you don't always get in school.
I remember I told my landlord my house was crying. I meant the roof was leaking during the rain. He laughed, but he understood and he fixed it.
The house was crying. Oh, Paul, you are a poet. But see, you communicated. And once the house is fixed, you start to meet the neighbors.
Neighbors are so important. A good neighbor can tell you where the best bakery is or which day the trash is collected. But it's hard to say that first hello, isn't it?
It is. You have to be brave. You are brave every time you open your front door and step into a world that doesn't speak your first language. It's like a daily workout for your courage.
My courage must be very muscular then. But sometimes I feel exhausted. Not just physically tired, but tired in my head.
We call that language fatigue. Your brain is working at 100% capacity all day long. Translating, listening, searching for words, it's a lot of work.
Exactly. Sometimes I just want to sit in a dark room and not hear a single word of English for an hour.
That is perfectly healthy. You need to give your brain a rest period. But I promise, Paul, it gets easier. One day you will wake up and you will realize you had a dream in English, or you will hear a joke and laugh without thinking about why it was funny.
I'm waiting for that day. It sounds like a superpower.
It is, and our listeners are building that superpower right now. If you're enjoying this long chat, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to English Snap Lab, and maybe share this with someone who is planning to move soon.
Yes, it helps us keep the lab running. And let's do a check. If you are still with us here, comment the word adventure below.
I love that, because living abroad is the ultimate adventure. It changes how you see the world, but more importantly, it changes how you see yourself.
You realize you're stronger than you thought, and you realize that food is the international language.
You and food, Paul. But you're right. Trying street food or going to a local market is the fastest way to learn a culture.
I once tried a very spicy dish because I didn't understand the warning on the menu. My eyes were watering, my face was red, but it was the most delicious thing I ever ate.
That's a great metaphor for living abroad. It might be spicy and make you cry a little bit at first, but in the end, it's a delicious experience.
Wow, Emily, that was very deep. Now, I've been very patient. What about that secret, the trick to feeling at home?
Okay, are you ready? My secret is the local cafe trick.
Tell me everything. How does it work?
When you move to a new neighborhood, find a small, local cafe. Not a big chain, but a small one. Go there every single day at the same time, maybe 8 a.m. or 4 p.m.
Every day? Isn't that boring?
No, because after 3 days, the barista, the person who makes the coffee, will recognize your face. On day 4, they might say, "The usual?" On day 5, they might ask your name.
Oh, you become a regular.
Exactly. Suddenly, in this big, scary new city, there is one person who knows your name and how you like your tea. It makes the whole city feel smaller and friendlier. You stop being a foreigner and you start being a neighbor.
That is brilliant. It's a social anchor. It keeps you from drifting away in the lonely feelings.
It worked for me in every country I lived in. It's all about creating small moments of connection, because that is why we learn English, right? Not just for exams, but to connect with people.
Perfectly said, Emily. Well, I feel inspired. I feel brave. I feel like I could handle 10 landlords and 100 chicken circles now.
I believe in you, Paul, and we believe in our listeners. Whether you move across the world or just stay in your room and study, every step is progress.
Thank you for this chat, Emily. It was a long journey, but a very happy one.
It was. Thank you, everyone, for practicing your listening with us today.
Before we go, we have one more question for you. If you moved to a new country tomorrow, what is the one thing from your home you would definitely pack in your suitcase?
Oh, I can't wait to read those comments. Tell us what it is and tell us why.
Don't forget to subscribe to English Snap Lab for more slow English and Snap lessons. Share this with your friends and family. Let's grow together.
Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep practicing.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.